One of the initiatives that I want to share about Action for India is about Impact Investment Fund. So again, in my earlier remarks, I had shared that when we began this journey about more than 8 years ago, our core mission was to help identify the high potential social entrepreneurs of the country and then connect them with resources to help scale the impact of the work. That's been the core mission. And through all the different initiatives that we've launched over the course of the last 8 years, we haven't diverged from that mission. The social entrepreneurs have been front and center in our mission. They are our core customer segment. And if there's been one key learning from these 8 years, it is that if you're really serious about wanting these entrepreneurs to scale, probably the single most consequential thing, single most important thing that we can do for these entrepreneurs is to give them access to funding, at least to the deserving subset of them. The right quantum of funding, the right type of funding at the time when they need it the most. If we somehow deliver on this critical dimension, the entrepreneurs are likely to be a much more receptive audience to any other intervention that we design for them. So with this insight, we have launched an impact investment fund earlier this year. The name of the fund is 3i Partners, India Impact Investment Partners. The website is 3ipartners.net. The investment thesis for this fund is to make investments at the intersection of impact and technology. On the impact front, we are looking at three sectors: Edu-Tech, Health Tech, Agri-Tech. On the technology front, we are looking for elements of big data, analytics, AI, ML, IoT, not because they are the latest buzz and hype in the tech domain, but the capital for these initial investments is coming in from high net worth individuals in Silicon Valley. Not just the capital, we plan to tap into the mentor networks and the advisory groups in Silicon Valley and have them work closely with the portfolio companies in India to give them a sustainable competitive advantage. That's the hypothesis that we're going in with. Consequently, the stage of the companies that we want to invest in are companies that are beyond the friends and family round of funding and about 12 to 18 months before the first institutional Series A round of funding. And hence, the ticket size that we plan to write are broadly in the range of $100,000 USD to $500,000 USD, with a median of around $250,000 USD. And two of my co-founders for this fund are Silicon Valley-based serial tech entrepreneurs who, within the two of them, have spent more than 50 years in Silicon Valley. One of them, AGK Karunakaran, is the president-elect of TiE Silicon Valley. He was also the past president of Pratham Silicon Valley, which is one of India's most well-known education sector NGOs. AGK has also been a jury member for Silicon Valley Challenge during our annual forums, and has also hosted each of our past 4 cohorts of the Silicon Valley Challenge Fellows during the Silicon Valley treks. The other co-founder is Kumar Ganapati, who's a serial tech entrepreneur who's founded a bunch of tech startups. And 2 of them he was wildly successful at. He was able to raise about more than $200 million for those 2 companies. One company was sold off to Intel, one company was sold off to Western Digital at a combined valuation of more than $1.3 billion. So tremendous track record as a tech entrepreneur in the Valley. And he had as the story goes, an epiphany of sorts after his last exit. He was questioning himself as to, hey, what am I doing making the rich richer in the US? Is there anything that I can do to leverage my technology skills, my company building skills, and make a difference on the ground in the impact space in India? So he had a chance to interact with my last cohort of Silicon Valley Challenge Fellows. And he was impressed with the quality of those entrepreneurs. And when I shared with him my plan to launch an impact investment fund, he mentioned that, hey, Sanjay, I think I can help you. I'll put in some of my own money to make this fund happen. I'm good at raising capital. There's a lot of guilt capital in Silicon Valley. And there's a big need among the Indian diaspora to give back to India. And there are not too many credible channels. And this impact fund can become one such credible channel. And that's how, Kumar got involved with this impact investment fund. And so Kumar currently runs a tech incubator in Los Altos, something called Enterprise Labs, mostly to do with the launch of enterprise cloud startups. And he's built India teams for these portfolio companies. He comes to India once a quarter, to Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and so forth. So Kumar and AGK are co-founders and investors and 3i Partners. I and AFI are going to be partnering with 3i partners and helping make early stage investments for tech-enabled social entrepreneurs in India. So from all these different initiatives, be it the forum, be it our Silicon Valley and UK chapters, be it the Sandbox Network, and now this year, the Accelerator at IIT Hyderabad, the Social Enterprise Advisory Services, the Women Social Entrepreneurs Initiative, and the Impact Investment Fund, our core focus is continuing to be on the high potential social entrepreneurs of the country and how to help scale impact of the work, be it through funding, be it through mentorship, be it through connects with technology resources and government decision makers. We deeply believe that the problems in India are huge. You would be very familiar with some of the statistics that are shared in the mainstream media. 1/3 of the country lives below the poverty line. 2/3 of the country lives below $4 a day. Half the country doesn't have access to sanitation, clean drinking water, electricity. So these problems are huge, and it's easy to become cynical and just say that nothing much is going to happen. Why bother? But yeah, we at Action for India don't want to be in that disillusioned or disappointed bucket. We want to make efforts to make a difference in our lifetimes to attempt to solve these problems. And it's a sincere belief that we can make a difference. To solve these mega problems, the government is very clearly one entity that makes an effort, but the government always has more problems to solve than the resources given. So it's not able to solve everything. There is the corporate sector. Again, through CSR initiatives like the corporate social responsibility, they're able to address some of the societal problems. But the core mission is profits and adding to the increasing the shareholder value. So there's a limitation there. There's a civil society. Again, they have attempted to solve the problems related to poverty, illiteracy, and ill health, but they cannot go with a begging bowl each year to the donors because the funds are limited. So our belief is that it is actually the young, energetic social entrepreneurs of the country who have the energy, the enthusiasm to build innovative solutions, which can market-based solutions, sustainable solutions, which can make a big difference in solving for this mega problems. So it is with this insight, with this philosophy, our work has always been around identifying the high potential social entrepreneurs and then flooding them with resources across funding and mentorship and technology and government to help scale the impact of the work. I hope this gives you a good sense of what we have done in the past and what we are intending to do in the future. And we hope you will join hands with us in making a vibrant golden India in the coming decade. Thank you.